I've been using different Photoshop files as the backdrop for these videos, and my intent was that you become curious about this layer stack over here. What the heck is going on over here? Because we're going to get to that right now. So I want you to go to Illustrator to start with and open up your avatar 01.ai, not the PNG file, the AI file that has multiple layers. If you followed instructions, please have followed instructions. Okay, this is that 500 by 500 pixel document that you made your new avatar out of. I want to enhance this in Photoshop. I don't know what you have, but what I'm going to show you will work for virtually anything you have, as long as you created it using vectors in Illustrator as instructed. Okay, not a photograph. If you used a photograph, you didn't follow instructions, so go back to that Illustrator project and do it again. Got it? Okay. For the rest of you, we got to start with the background. Now, what color is your background? Number one, if you used a gradient in the background, there's a different step you have to take, and I'll explain it as we go. But for right now, we have this layer lock, so we can't accidentally select or move that background. Let's unlock it and then make sure we have the selection tool, the black arrow. See? White arrow, black arrow. Selection tool, direct selection tool. They have two different purposes, but just as in Photoshop, the uppermost tool, the move tool, and see that V at the end of selection tool? Photoshop and Illustrator have the same shortcut for that uppermost tool, V, because it's very important, okay? Got that? V, very important. Okay, so you have that. This layer is now unlocked. I unlocked it by clicking right there. Remember, visibility, lock. Got it? So it's unlocked. I can click once on it. And now, Scotch, I clicked twice. What happened? Something happened. Everything went away. Okay. You got excited and you clicked twice. This gray bar here indicates you're in isolation mode. You can hit escape to get out. You can hit this arrow to get out. I'm just going to hit escape. The upper left key on the keyboard, escape. Works for all kinds of stuff, so escape's worth learning. What I want you to do is double click on the fill color. Not this fill color, not this fill color, not any other fill color. I want you to double click on this one because a dialog box opens up. The color picker automatically highlights the hexadecimal code. This, for mine, is black, is all zeros. There are 16.7, actually closer to 16.8, but 16.7 million colors, 16.7 million different hex codes. It's alphanumeric. Amazing that 6 characters can do all that, but they do. Copy that, Command C. If this background here, and then click OK. Now, you have to hit Command C. Command C. See that? Command C. That means I copied that right there. I'm going to click OK. If you have a gradient here, click on that and Command C. Back in Photoshop. Now, we either have a gradient selected or the hexadecimal code. For solid colors, we got the hex code. Trust me on this. If you didn't do it and you have a solid color, Command C, copy that thing. If you have a gradient or some other goofy thing back here, select it, hit Command C, and then lock this layer. Got it? Now, come back over to Photoshop. I've made this video over and over and over. We're just going to work at 500 pixels because it adds a layer of complexity we don't need at this point to work larger. But I just want to tell you that Illustrator file will work at 3,000, 5,000, 10,000 pixels. We can make it the size of a billboard. The file gets really big, but we can do that because those are vectors. Now we're back in Photoshop. We want a new document, File, New. But File, New, like in everything, is Command N, and that's a shortcut I want you to know right now. Right now, Command N, Command N. New Finder window in the Finder, Command N. New Illustrator document, Command N. New photo, Command N. Okay, anything you're working in, Command N. Well, maybe not on a Chromebook, but it's Control N on a PC, okay? So I want 500 by, I want to go to Web, first of all, Web, And then deselect artboards, because this is gonna, if artboards is selected, we get a confusing element in our layer stack. And I don't want that. So let's make this 500 tab, 500 tab, and pixels were an RGB. Then the background color. Hey, if you had a gradient, ignore this next step. If you had a color, do this. Look, click once on that, you get the color picker again. Look, it's highlighted. All you have to do is hit Command V, and voila. Your new document is whatever color you picked. Mine's black. Yours could be any other color. All right, so now we click Create, and I'm on, this is Command 1. This is actual size, so I'm going to hit Command plus. I'm at 200%. This is small. I don't work this small typically, but for this project, we're going to do it. We have our background color. If you have that gradient, here's your chance to hit Command V. It'll paste that in a new layer. If by some chance it doesn't work, you can click on the new layer icon. See this thing right here? Create a new layer. Looks like a little piece of paper with the corner folded off. And then you can hit Command V in order to paste your gradient. But I think it'll just put itself on its own layer. I'm just going to hit Delete to get rid of that layer. So we all have our background layer. Let's come back and move our artwork over.